Good morning. We will call this meeting to order. We will begin by reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join me this morning for a moment of silence and reflection. Thank you. We will begin with the approval of the minutes from August the 19th and August the 21st.
I'll make a motion, we approve.
I second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We've approved the minutes from August 19 and August 21. Is there any request for public discussion this morning? No requests. The action items before the commission this morning is Commission Order 2025-225. Too many twos and fives. In the matter of approving an on-site service agreement with the Smith Detection for the security screening equipment at the Franklin County Judicial Center. This is not the other issue that we talked about at the camera. This is not the camera
I
issue.
don't think so.
So it's like the scanner coming into the courts, I guess.
Yep.
6,000. Make a motion, we approve Commission Order 2025-225.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Uh,
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We've approved Commission Order 225. Next is the 2025-226, approving and authorizing the execution of a contract and bond for construction and improving Little Indian Creek Road low water crossing replacement with NB West Contracting.
Good man.
I think we went over that with Jim.
This is the 80-20, Jim? It's not? What is this one? Just straight county funds or?
Yes, sir, it's straight county funds.
I'll make a motion, we approve.
A second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We've approved 2025-226. Next is the 2025-227, approving and authorizing the disbursement of special road and bridge funds due to the city of Washington.
This is just that
This is-
split that they
This is
normally
that
would
receipt,
get.
yeah, the receipts that
Okay.
they've submitted for that.
Make a motion that we approve Commission Order 2025-227.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We've approved 2025-227. Next is the 2025-228, awarding the bid of Commission Order 2025-23 for the hot mix overlay to NB West for the Franklin County Highway Department. 3 bids received. NB West was the low bid.
Make a motion, we approve Commission Order 2025-228.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We've approved 2025-228. Next up is the Commission Order 2025-229, reappointing Linda Centivany and Paul Levine, and the appointment of Mark Hagan to the Franklin County SB 40 Resource Board.
I'll make a motion, we approve.
I second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We've approved Commission Order 2025-229. Next is the appointment of Sarah Skeen as the representative. This is Commission Order 2025-230. Appointing Sarah Skeen as the representative and David Blankenship as the alternative representative to City of New Haven to the Franklin County Transportation Committee.
Make a motion, we approve Commission Order 2025, TAC 230.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We've approved 2025-230. The next item is 2025-231, directing the planning and zoning to make recommendations regarding making recommendations for the need of in terms of moratorium and development of solar energy. Nicole, we have had some inquiries about this, and again, this does not state. It says that there is a need for a moratorium, terms, and as far as and I asked this in the workshop the other day about potential projects that you may or may not be aware of, and how that might impact them. To your knowledge, you said you weren't aware of any projects.
So I am aware of potential projects, but nothing's been submitted, nothing official. Yeah, just the beginning stages of thought.
So
Of a
more than
potential
one,
project.
you said potential project.
Well, no,
Plural.
project. I should say project. Well, so over the past few years, the planning and zoning department has been approached a couple of times. So there have been multiple projects that have been, I guess, presented as potential. And we have experienced another one. So it's just led us to understand that we need to add some regulations. And so the way it works is, so Article 10 of our regulations specifies that every legitimate use of land has to be allowed in at least one zoning district in Franklin County. And if the use is not specifically listed, then you have to apply the closest classification. Currently, that's heavy manufacturing. There aren't a lot of regulations surrounding heavy manufacturing. So if we wanted to put something in place like decommissioning plans for the panels, setbacks from property lines, we would need time to work on regulations for that.
So you said you'd have to. So if I approached you today with a proposal and this is what I want to do, you'd have to, in your opinion, grant me that in heavy manufacturing then?
I would apply the closest classification, and the way that I was leaning at this point would be heavy manufacturing. Now, that's not the final decision, but that was the way I was leaning when the conversation started that led me down this path.
And that one is, in your words, it's not highly regulated. It's pretty loose in regulations.
Well, so the where it's located is what is primarily regulated. So it's only in the districts that allow for more industrial activity. And so because of that, there aren't a lot of specific regulations surrounding manufacturing,
Okay.
just where they can be located essentially.
Are you suggesting any period of time?
I am hoping for 8 months. So if the moratorium is put into place, and obviously this is just a commission order asking for the Planning and Zoning Commission to make a recommendation on a moratorium. But what I will ask them to do is to make a recommendation for at least 8 months, to give me time to actually start pulling together the text that we would like to include. And it's going to have multiple public hearings in front of both the Planning and Zoning Commission and the County Commission. So it's going to take some time.
But all these future hearings that you're describing would be affected by what you already defined me as for my use.
Right. So if you were to, and I hesitate to talk about this in a public meeting, but yes, if you were to come in tomorrow and say, I would like to do a solar farm on this property, at this point, the only classification that I can think of that would apply would be heavy manufacturing.
And then any meetings or requirements future from P&Z would be based on what you defined me as. Is that what?
The requirements that I would
forward as.
impose on your business would be based on how I classify it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I personally, I think we need time as a moratorium to allow you to look at this better, to better define what it would be. Cause I don't know that there's anything like that, but I just don't like the fact that, if it's someone coming in and then trying to slip under the radar kind of a thing, I'm going to come in now and get it and be defined as manufactured, like heavy, whatever you were saying.
That was a
Manufacturing.
concern. Mhm.
Obviously, this
It is.
isn't, I mean, this is not something that's coming in under the radar. I believe this has been something that's been discussed for some time, at some length of time.
Well,
This, so I'm assuming this commission order is basically just asking to make a recommendation for the need for a moratorium.
Right.
My concern, I don't like to create a moratorium for 8 months on anything. Simply because, again, businesses or anyone wanting to do anything isn't going to want to wait 8 months. I do think that we need to probably find a way to classify this. But again, I think we have to streamline that. We're going to have to do it in a more efficient process, other than telling somebody, well, if you did have a project that was teed up and ready to go, that now I got to sit around, wait 8 months. I'm not a big fan of that. So. But I will say in this commission order, all we're asking for is a recommendation for the need. I will probably go along with that, but I'm not going along with an 8-month moratorium until we've had maybe a greater length of discussion as to where do we want to go with, this type of classification and how we move forward with that. Again, that's my concern. That was my concern when we had in the workshop. It was like, I don't want to squash whatever projects that maybe somebody planning in the planning stages of now that all of a sudden they've got an 8-month, moratorium where they can't do anything, because that's really, government should be able to move quicker than that. So.
Just so the commission is aware, and this is a decision that will be made by the commission ultimately. So if you want less time than that, that surely is your prerogative. That was what I was requesting, because I think that's what I could see. That's how long I could see it taking. Because we've had public hearings before with a lot of public interest. And so it tends to be that those public hearings are extended across multiple months. And that was really to give the public time to comment on it and, that type of thing. But if the commission wants to go less time than that, that's fine. I will work as efficiently as I can, regardless of how long the moratorium is.
I would, for one thing, I would probably like to sit down and discuss just a better understanding of what it ultimately looks like. Then again, we're going to need public input, but I'd like to understand that a little bit better too, as to, okay, what do we believe that this process should be for the county? If someone wants to build a solar farm, I would like to know what that process is going to look like for someone that wants to do that, and have a greater understanding of that, because I'm not aware of the taxing structure potentially, or what other problems could arise from this type of activity. So
I suspect or expect that the moratorium, if it's approved and the recommendation is put into place, that it probably won't occur until late in October, is what the chances are, that it would be before their recommendation for the moratorium would be in front of you. I do think that we could go ahead and start those conversations now, though, to help shorten that, because even if we put an eight-month moratorium, we can start working on it now to help shorten that. And a conversation with the commission as to what you would like to see, I mean, that's not a bad discussion to have right out the gate, because, if the Planning and Zoning Commission and I decide on a set of regulations that the commission doesn't agree with, then obviously we've wasted time. So
gonna
I'm
come
happy
back
to
to
meet
the
with the
commission.
commission in advance. I mean, if you're willing.
yeah, this is a subject. I received a phone call as well, and so I had, when somebody hears moratorium, obviously they have a concern,
Mhm.
and that's why I was like, okay, maybe we need to understand where this is going, what direction this is heading before we end up in a moratorium. Was my issue.
Okay.
So
Okay. Yeah, we can definitely discuss that more.
Yeah, I like progress, but I like to see us progress smartly and protect the county in the process. So maybe 8 months is, you said that's what's requested. I could see 6 months, but you're talking October, so you're talking less than 2.
Well, no, I meant that the recommendation for the moratorium would be returned to you, because you're directing the Planning and Zoning Commission to make a recommendation. They will not be reviewing it until their September meeting. We won't have the transcript back to provide to the commission for their recommendation until October. And that's why I'm saying, so the moratorium, if it's chosen, probably won't be in place until late October, early November, I assume.
I'm
And that
more
would be the
interested
start the
in,
clock.
I'm more interested in your expert opinion. I mean, that's your job. You're the head of that department and you advise the P and Z, right? Correct?
Yes,
So that's typically where they're going to gain a lot of their information is from your office.
mhm.
So I would not let waiting on something else delay what information you're gathering. Obviously, I know you want to put forward is,
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I'm totally happy to meet with the commission before the end of October. And that would, let's get that ball rolling and get that discussion started. That was the point I was making, is we don't have to wait until the moratorium is in place to actually start discussing it. We can start now to help shorten that time.
I would suggest I could go with a 6 month, something like that. And with the ability of the county to shorten it, you may, because it's not like we don't want to reinvent the wheel, obviously.
Mhm.
There's other counties, there's other states that have already been down this path.
Mhm.
You could probably just check it. We'll see some of the process they went through, some of the things they've adopted, and we can maybe just take those and put them into place here. They've worked, for the states or the other counties. But, so it could be a month or, something like that.
Yeah,
So,
my primary concern on the timeline is the public hearing process. Because the more public that has an interest, and there is a lot of interest in solar farms,
right.
the more interest, the more input, the more comments, the more public hearings. And, great process, but it does take some time.
Right.
That's
And that part's fine. I'm just concerned about someone coming in and getting defined as something that they're not. And then moving forward with that definition. That's the thing that concerns me. I think we need all the public hearings, and we need the participation from planning and zoning. But that entity would be already labeled going through that process.
If they started it now, yeah.
Right. So that would put them in a different category than someone coming in later saying, okay, I'd like to have a solar farm. And now you have it well defined with regulations in effect. And then now they're properly identified as what they are, as opposed to, well, this was the closest thing that we had. And that's what they move forward with their definition. That's the part that worries me. And I don't think that protects the county to the extent that it should be protected.
Yeah.
Is my concern.
That's a great point for why we need a moratorium. Yeah.
But I would suggest we do 6 months then, and then with the option of lessening that time.
Here's what it says in the order. The order shall automatically expire in 8 months. After that date, it's optional or such sooner time as we
That we
determine.
that you find the information you need and we feel confident that
So we
can
can
move
change it
forward.
anytime.
Yes.
I'm-
And that is
Again,
just-
this doesn't appear that this is going to come after the recommendation of the P and Z. This appears that we're instituting an 8-month moratorium. No?
Right.
Okay.
Take a look at this and decide, do we need a moratorium? And they may say, no, we don't need one. But whatever their recommendation is, it's
It's going to come back to the commission. Okay.
Say yes or no.
Okay.
And that's where I was thinking, that's the process that I think will occur in late October, that you will
Okay.
get that recommendation.
Well, I'm okay with that process of playing out, and then we can have more conversations on the potential issues that might happen between that time and October. If a project would come before we got that recommendation. So.
Okay.
Any further discussion on?
No, I think it's just, as you said, this just gets the ball rolling. P and Z will determine it, and it's going to come back to us anyway. So this is just to get the ball rolling and look at the regulations.
Yes.
Do I have a motion?
So I have a question for our legal counsel. If we pass this, in your opinion, does this protect the county if, say, I came in tomorrow and said, hey, I've got 1,000 acres, Nicole, and I want to put a solar farm here?
That's the.
And
Yeah.
which we really don't have right now for a solar farm, is my concern.
But we do for manufacturing. It's only
Which
allowed in
is a
highly
lot loose,
industrial districts.
Pretty
Yeah.
loose compared to your other zoning.
The zoning districts that it's allowed in are very limited. The districts that manufacturing is permitted in are industrial districts. So manufacturing wouldn't be allowed in a lot of our zoning districts. But within those zoning districts, there's not a lot of regulations specifically for
Okay.
manufacturing.
Yeah, Mark, my concern is I don't want to put us in a path or a rut that we can't deviate from. That's my concern legally. And I don't want to be, in that situation where I can come in tomorrow and say, hey, I want this solar farm and you define me as manufacturing. And that's not really what I am.
Specific regulations for solar. That's where, as long as it's heavy manufacturing, they can put in a 500 acre solar, well, whatever, 500 acre solar farm starting tomorrow. And there wouldn't be anything we could do to prevent that because we don't have regulations that are specific. So that's what we're trying to avoid.
Okay. Okay, with that said,
I think get the ball rolling, so
make a motion.
I make a motion, we approve it.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carries. We have approved Commission Order 2025-231. Next on the agenda is Commission Order 2025-232. The matter of notice of public hearing on the proposed property tax rates for the 2025 for the county of Franklin. These are the calculated rates that were presented to us. And
I make a motion, we approve.
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. We've approved the Commission Order 2025-232.
Okay, and for the record, we could say some of these rates have actually decreased, correct? I mean, that's our discussion we had.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a good direction for the taxpayers.
Next is Commission Order 2025-233, the consent agenda and all items listed thereon. We basically have the building department monthly report. And the recorder of deeds fees are the two items in the consent agenda. Do we have a motion?
don't
I have a
any-
question. Is Chuck in here? Oh, Chuck. Had a computer fee in here, computer service fee. If you've seen that one, Paul. Second page or third page. 11,907. You did.
No, Chuck?
You want to table it till we find out about that?
I mean, I don't know what else. I mean, some of these other fees.
Here we go.
It's for what? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
The Recorder of Deeds office offers a remote service for public searching. Those are the fees that are collected. That
For
was collected.
remote service to the public.
That was 1 month.
They pay so someone searching pays us, and so that's a fee collected by the recorder of
correct.
deeds. So
That's-
actually it's money coming in, not going out.
It's money coming in.
Perfect.
Yeah, when you put fee at the end, it makes you. Usually someone tells me it's a fee I'm paying.
I'll make
Thank
a
you.
motion, we approve.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have approved Commission Order 2025-233. Do we have any elected official or departmental reports? Come on up, Jim. I seen you were hesitant to raise your hand, or maybe you were just waiting to see if anyone else wanted to come up.
I was trying to allow department heads to let elected officials go ahead. I do want to report this past weekend was Operation Clean Stream for the Burbus River. Again, this year we participated in that. We supplied at their request 3 empty dump trucks at the Gerald Lions Club. Operation Clean Stream and their efforts, they filled 3 tandems with tires that they recovered from the river. And we transported those to the landfill, and they accompanied us to the landfill, and they put that on their charge. They always pay for the disposal. But the county does provide the dump trucks for that as a civic duty and an obligation we feel to help keep the county clean.
How far of a stretch of river are they cleaning up?
It's about 9, 10, 12 miles.
It's a lot of tires,
Burbus.
9 or 10 or 12 miles.
Every year they get at least that many. So
Where's the dump located these are going to?
Washington County, just
Washington County.
across county line in Washington County.
No, I think it's a good thing. So
It's well received and it does improve the waterway. So I just want to let you be aware of that. Thank you.
perfect.
Thanks, Jim.
Any other departments want to come forward? None? Any further discussion from the commission?
Nope.
This morning? We do have some years of service recognition this morning, which is always exciting. I will read these off, and then we'll have everyone come forward and we'll present you with certificates and hopefully grab a photograph. But today we have Kimberly Moritz in the Sheriff's Office, has 10 years of public service. We also have Deputy Eric Fruworth with the Sheriff's Office, 20 years of public. Pete Zimmerman, Highway Department, 20 years of public service. And April Zimmerman, Health Department, 5 years of public service. So
Wow.
we'll have you guys come up and we'll present you with some certificates and grab some photos.
You'll line up for a picture.
We all fit? Come on in there. There you go. Yeah, I get where you can cover me up there. See if I can do it. Thank you, guys. Twenty years. A little bit. You know, 20 years, anymore though, after I've been out of high school for 45. Come here. That list, I get signed.
I guess we're done.
It's almost like yesterday. No further business coming before this commission. I'd entertain a motion.
I'll
To
make a
adjourn.
motion, we adjourn.
I second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you for coming.